Hello, and welcome to another beautiful episode of Softline. I'm Nancy Vanigo, and I have with me today Eddie Young. Eddie, how are you?
I'm fine, Nancy. I hope you didn't transfer that to me because I was almost cutting there today.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Hello, everyone. How are you? Good to have you on set today. And I'm always excited knowing that you're out there watching. It's going to be soft line and soft as usual. So just stay there.
You
So
do.
I'm done.
Okay.
What were you expecting? So you see, you're expecting me to give the lines.
Yeah, the usual though.
Go to our social media. But that, they know that they should do that.
Okay,
they know. But please,
Still asking.
please go to our social media handle, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Like us, follow us, drop your comments, give us topics you want us to talk about, and we will share our inputs with you and also take your feedback.
All right. Very important. Nice one. So, Eddie, you said there's an update on the woman's complaint yesterday. The takeaway I want to take from this whole palaver, is the fact that social media seems to be the fastest medium of communication now.
Yeah.
Governments are listening. Back then, social media was when you say things on social media, you only get social media critics talking about it. But these days, news gets faster
on social
media. It gets straight to those who need to hear it, and you see them taking quick action. For instance, this woman now.
Yes, it would because actually government is intentional. They have a say on media, social media, and all of that.
But this is not new.
No,
we've always have essays on social media.
So maybe these ones are proactive. They know their job.
Absolutely.
And makes everything easier. So for you to take away the stress of going to the offices, signing forms, waiting for appointments, and all of that, and you probably never, because if you don't go on a visiting day, you will never get to see the commissioner or any political office holder. So you just send your message on the social media platform.
Is that the way to go now?
Is that the way to go now, Nancy? Why are you putting me on the spot?
Is that the way to go?
Why are you putting me on the spot?
No, I just want to get your opinion.
Anyway, that way, like our Nigerians will say it. If that's the only way we can get feedback and prompt response,
I tell you.
As long as it's yielding positive response, then it's the way.
I'm very impressed, seriously. Especially when I see people calling out authorities, like the way that we had bad roads, and you see citizens coming out. This comes with video evidence. They go to the spot and make videos. This one you can't say it's a lie or it was doctored or anything. They go to the spot and they get these videos. So there's nothing you can do. So I'm just so happy that we have something good coming from talking about social media where people can pass information. So whenever I have something against Eddie, I think the fastest way to go.
So when we criticize social media, talking about it as impacting negatively on the people, let's also talk about this the advantage that the information gets faster to those concerned, the authorities concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So on the last
feedback to the pregnant woman. So there was a quick response actually. So I think there was a panel set up, and you see, it still boils down to negligence of duty in quotes, because like someone who said summary of it all says there was a doctor actually assessed her, but needed, sometimes when doctors are not sure, they need another doctor to confirm if their diagnosis is correct. So I think he wanted another doctor to confirm the diagnosis, and apparently the doctor wasn't around. Then they also said there was this more senior doctor that was on ground, but wasn't even aware. So when I saw that, I just knew it still boils down and wraps around negligence of duty.
Negligence. Yes. You see, that's what I was saying. Lack of empathy on the part of what they call them, healthcare workers. Sometimes I just feel like these people have seen a whole lot of this, so they don't even care anymore. So they just take it like
sometimes they're just overwhelmed with the work.
Yeah, we can't rule that out.
They're human beings. But then, because of the nature of the job, no matter how overwhelmed they are, they should still try to live up for the sake of the clients.
So now that it has been confirmed that negligence was part of what caused this horrible situation, what would not happen? Would they be sanctioned?
Well, I haven't gotten information as to what sanction was meted out. I think we'll still follow up on that.
Why I'm asking is that, we have shortage of doctors, right? We have the brain drain thing, doctors are overwhelmed. So will all these points be considered when melting down?
Hopefully, because it's not a one-factor thing. Yeah, hopefully. There's a level to which they can do, and it has to do with clamoring for increase in their wages. And every sector is clamoring for that because the economy is not smiling on anybody. So that is also a factor. And for as long as that is not settled, people always want to go for greener pastures. But my take is, no matter, as long as you're in that system, you haven't left yet, and you don't have an opportunity to do something else, just give it your all. Give it your best.
And so I think we'll have a doctor to talk to us about this case, because I don't know why women will always want to wait until the 11th hour before going to the hospital. I was upon a time had my cousin stay with me, and she was pregnant. She had some cramps and all that. And when I said, let's go to the hospital, she was, no, and let's wait. The due date is just 2 days away. So let's wait. You understand? She was, nothing happened. But I know this is a norm among many women. They want to wait until it is that point where the labor, they're so sure that it is labor before they rush to the hospital.
It's not about pregnant women only.
No,
it's a human.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
factor.
Pregnancy this time around. Because pregnancy is so unpredictable. Even if you've had 5 children, they all come with different experiences.
Exactly.
So once a woman begins to feel that thing, I mean, whether it is your due date or not, I think they should just go to the hospital. Because if you look at these cases we've had, 95% of them rushed into the hospital, and they've been having symptoms in the house, but they were just waiting,
managing, holding on. So that's why I said it boils down to normal human factor, where we wait until dying minutes,
11th hour before you start taking action.
You feel you can manage the situation.
All right, the back to school season is here again, and we're excited to explore a crucial aspect that can make all the difference: school safety and well-being. So joining us to share valuable insights and tips is Mrs. Mbiatke Thomas, an esteemed educational consultant and an inclusive educational advocate. Let's dive in and explore how we can support our kids, teachers, and communities for a successful, stress-free school year. Very important. How are you, Mrs. Thomas?
I'm great.
We can see you.
As always.
We can see you're great.
Yeah.
And it's good to have you on set.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to a loaded session.
I'm glad to be here.
All right. So, Mrs. Thomas, let's start. Another school year loading. Apart from the hustling, parents running up and down trying to prepare their children for schools and all that, we'll talk about that. But let's start with the school environment, because we're talking about safety and well-being of the school. Right? So as you're coming up now, or as you're resuming, what is your topmost concern, as an educational consultant, when we talk about students resuming for another school year?
Okay, I'm very excited already. Then I have mixed feelings. I have excitement. I have trepidation. I have so much going on. I'm nervous. So much is going on. Yes, so much is going on. But above all, expectancy and excitement about the new kids that are coming, about the challenge ahead, and all of that. Now, for me as an educational consultant, for me as a teacher, I like the root word teacher. Yeah, so for me as a teacher, I'm excited because different kids, different generations, different destinies, different families are walking into the school. And I'm excited. I'm just watching because I am a God. So I have 1 year as a class teacher. I have 1 year to determine what will happen to humanity through that child. Because I always tell teachers, seated in your classroom is the next president. Seated in your classroom is the next best armed robber this generation will see. Seated in your classroom is the next terror of his days. Seated in your classroom is an answer to a generation. Seated in your classroom is a child that has the solution. So seated in your classroom is the world. That four corner, seated is everybody. And you have 1 year as a class teacher to determine what you make out of that child. Seated in your classroom is a generation. Seated in your classroom is humanity. So I am anxious, I am happy, I'm excited because changes will be made. So I'm just excited.
You know, with the way you painted this whole thing,
I'm
even becoming scared. Even though I'm not a teacher.
I can agree with you about the trepidation and the
I tell you.
Yes, you have 1 year to give humanity a gift.
I tell you.
So it's from the word go, from the ring of the bell, from the whistle, work has begun.
Wow. So now you've mentioned your concerns, which is quite understandable. How about for the students? What do you think are their major concerns as they're resuming?
Let me step into the mind of a child and speak like a child. I'm sure a child, one of his greatest concerns is, Lord, give me a teacher that will love me, accept me, hold my hands, cheer me on, give me a fan. That's what is in the mind. Because that's the greatest need of the teacher. Of the learner, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, I stress connection above curriculum. Yes. So first of all, before the child wants his schooling needs met, he wants to have his educational needs met. Schooling is not education.
That's a very that's a very good dimension to it.
Wow.
Eddie? And so talking about the connection here, because you have spoken the mind of a child, you have gone into the mind of the child. So go back into the mind of the teacher and also the parents. And what do you think
for me as a parent, right? As my kids are returning back to school, I want, first of all, a child-friendly classroom. I want a classroom that will be accepting of my child. When I say classroom, I'm talking about the teacher now. I'm talking about the physical, every resource available in that class. So I'm looking forward to an inclusive classroom. I'm looking forward to an accepting classroom. I'm looking forward to a learning space that will allow my child thrive, irrespective of his or her abilities.
And for the teacher's mind, I think
for the teacher. Okay, let me speak as a teacher. We're looking forward to having the kids, and we're looking forward to pouring into the kids.
You're talking like your own kind of teacher, not teacher with diversity. There's some
teachers that are like, another year, a long, tiring year. But then I have an advice. If you ever think like that, please resign.
Good one.
I think that's a very good advice.
Because you will frustrate the kids. You will be frustrated. And you can never be effective.
You have just hit the nail on the head.
So just resign. The job is not for you.
There are teachers who, but mere thought of the children knowing that going back to face them, they're already tired.
They're already planning. I will flog that demon out of that.
And the child is scared, knowing that they will go face this child.
The teacher is already coming with, I will break you. Since your parents have not trained you at home, I will train you in school. Teaching is not a job. It's not a career. It's a ministry. It's an assignment. It's a calling. It's pastoral. We are pastors.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, I like to have you on the show, especially when we talk about schools, because you seem to bring different dimension to what we seem to know before. Like the way you just described the teacher now, I'm just looking at teacher from another view, like a pastor.
Yes, because the child will tell you everything. If you're a great teacher, I say if you are a teacher and a child sees you and runs away, maybe during the holiday, you failed. On your street, everybody should know you're a teacher. In the marketplace, in church, because they're screaming your name everywhere. Mrs. Thomas, Mrs. Thomas. You're walking on the road here, Mrs. Thomas. They know you're a teacher. In church, everywhere. But once your kid sees you and looks for an escape route, there's something wrong with you.
Wow. You know, this could be said for teachers back in the days. But how about now, where we have people going into this profession just because there's nothing to do? We have a whole lot of them who go into this teaching profession just because there are no other options available.
Yes, I agree. And that is the menace we are facing in the profession. And even those that are certified teachers are not skilled. Because it's a different thing being certified. It's another thing being skilled and effective. So we have plenty certified teachers, but very few skilled and effective teachers. Because see, your relationship as a teacher with your child doesn't end after a year. If you were effective, it's lifelong. It's lifelong. I have kids that have left my school and they still see me and they scream, they jump, they know that home is in my heart. It's not within my school.
Exactly.
So whether you are still attending my school, you have a place. Just look for your room in my heart. And it's there. No one has occupied it.
All right, teacher. Thomas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about mental health in children now. As they are resuming now, we know they all have different thinking. Those of them that have been bullied in the past year, those of them who are resuming these schools now with that fear. So how can teachers, educators, what they call it, parents, help these children when it comes to mental health?
Okay, let us look at mental health in two ways. There are kids that are waiting, they can't wait for the holidays to be over because school is a safe harbor.
True.
Yes. So there are also kids that are like, oh, that bully in my class is still waiting for me. They don't want the holidays to be over. So there are responsibilities both ways for kids. And I think that the kids that are most affected when it comes to bullying are the kids that see the school as a safe harbor, that see the house as unsafe. They are the ones that are most affected even throughout their academic. Yes. Because once you see a child, I have those experiences, they come into school, they are stubborn, they don't want to do anything, they strike first. Don't be in a hurry to spank. There should be a reason. Sometimes those disruptive behaviors is not from the place of, it's from this place of self-protection.
Yeah.
So they attack before they get attacked. And then sometimes it's from the home. Let me give you a scenario that happened, right? I was in my office and the child just bangs in because the kids know that I have an open door policy. And then when they come, I tell them, don't even try to watch your words. Just say it the way it is. Then we will now modify the English. Don't bother about grammar when you are with me. So he knows that. So he just flung the door open and walked in. And what's wrong? He said, Mrs. Thomas, call my dad. Call my dad. I said, why? He's always beating my mom. Mrs. Thomas, when I grow up, I'm going to kill my father. The boy is 5. He says, Mrs. Thomas, when I grow up, I'm going to kill my dad. I said, why? He said, my dad is always beating my mom. Call him. So imagine this boy is planning. So I sent for the father. I said, sir, I just want to let you know that you're a walking dead man. You have like maybe in the next 15 years, if you don't die by natural occurrence, there's a mercenary here already waiting to kill. He said, why? I said, because he said, you're always beating his mom. And the man said, no, it just once that happened and he kicked me, Mrs. Thomas, twice. Now, what does he do? Every time the man beats, the boy comes, Mrs. Thomas, he has beaten again today. And now me, I'm like, this boy wants me to have a head-on collision with the father. Now, the unfortunate and sad thing is that this time they're not returning because the man is now embarrassed about knowing that whatever happens
in the house comes to the school.
So even sometimes, even me, I'm like, how would I have handled this? I'm glad I let him know, but now I'm not even sure the next place he goes to, if he will be
able to
express himself, number one. Number two, will he be well covered and protected the way he is? Because I talked to him, he doesn't want to walk in class. I tell the teacher, bring him to me. I have therapy for him, bring him to me. And then the other sister is a compulsive liar. Why? You will beat the child if you are just a certified teacher, if you don't have any knowledge of the emotional well-being and psychological analysis, you beat and say, oh, he's stubborn. But now I have discovered that this child is a compulsive liar because she needs to lie to survive at home. So I now told them, now, anytime you tell me the truth, there's no consequence. Until she got comfortable saying the truth. So we now reverse back to, there'll be consequences, but it will not be as heavy as. Because I can't let you just get away with it if you don't lie. So immediately we established that and she started saying the truth. And I said, okay, your punishment to be lighter, but there must be consequences because everyone will not understand you like Mrs. Thomas.
Wow.
Yes. So that is one part of the emotional this thing we offer. The second is the ones that are bullied. Now, it's going to be a very long talk because if you go into psychosexual analysis, right, there are some kids that are timid because they did not transit well from the developmental stages.
Okay.
So now a child that will suffer retention, whether it's in the oral, anal stage or whatever stage, like may not be as confronting as a child that was allowed to transit well because maybe he was taught to manage your emotions. So even when somebody pushes him at the back of his head, manage your emotions, allow kids to be kids. Allow kids to be. So there are kids that come to me and Mrs. Thomas, this person bullied me, and there are kids that say, okay, don't do that. If you do that next time, Mrs. Thomas will not be happy. Then there are kids that you bring the two of them and say, apologize to, because you are pushing out. The streets is not kind.
Okay, so you're saying it's wrong for the teacher to say apologize to them?
It depends on the child.
Okay.
Everything about the schooling system must be child-centered.
Okay.
There is a child that you know that will push, so you correct. There's a child that you know that even if they remove his eye and keep on the ground, he will not say anything. So for that child, you must encourage him to stand up for himself.
Yeah.
You must. And now, this will lead me to another thing. Parents that push or ask their children to jump classes. Those kids are at the forefront of being bullied because they are in a class that is not age appropriate. So they are not emotionally grown to meet the demands of that classroom. Imagine I have a child now that is 5 and is in a class for 8-year-olds. And he told me when the parents brought him, he said, Mrs. Thomas, nobody in my school likes me. And I was like, why? So by the time I started talking to him, I found out he's too young. He's way too young. So everyone is bullying him. If he was 8, trust me, he'll be able to tell some of them, stop that nonsense. But now he's a child. He's being thrown to the wolves. He's being thrown, and then there are kids that from whom they've seen survival of the fittest. So when they come to school, they want to devour everyone. So you throw this child that is 5 into this den of, they will bully him. So it's a teamwork, parent, teachers, for us to stop bullying. Everyone must be checking.
Nice one. And before we go to the next person, I wanted to say that man whom the child who comes to report the father to you, I just hope the man hasn't gone home to be threatening that boy. You make the boy become so withdrawn. Wouldn't want to say things.
You will make the boy hardened.
Oh, hardened.
Yes. Because the boy will take everything. The boy will take everything from him and waiting for when he has independence. So he'll make the boy hardened. Parents don't know that 99% of everything that happens in your house, the class teachers and classmates know.
I tell you.
Whatever happens, trust me, we know.
I tell you.
We may pretend as if we don't. Okay, let me tell you something that happened the other day. We were teaching the kids on bandits, spellings, pronunciations, and meanings. So the teacher said, okay, bandit is someone that takes something forcefully without being given. Who is a bandit? A 2-year-old girl raises up her hand and says, okay, who is it? He said, my mommy is a bandit. When they asked to give examples of bandits, 2 to 3, my mommy is a bandit. I said, no. He said, let me explain. Why say your mommy? He said, because my mommy takes money from my daddy's pocket without telling. Bandits.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And she must have been doing it without knowing.
So
the girl was
imagine the
notes.
woman as she's coming in.
And
you are trying to be composed because she's been labeled a bandit in school. And it was said on assembly, so everybody heard that the mommy is a bandit.
So
imagine that.
I mean, you see, it's nice to be amongst children.
The things you hear,
I know.
some of them are very embarrassing.
Okay, so I think we'll delve directly into school safety now. With the background we have established. So how safe can a school be for a child?
Especially taking
emotionally, physically, all round safety.
Yes, I'm glad you said, because when people say school safety, we just think about the physical, which is just one part. So you have the mental safety of the child, the emotional safety of the child, and the physical safety, and even the psychological safety of the child. So physically, it's just getting everything ready, making sure the classroom is child-friendly, the school environment is great, the fences are mended, and all of that.
Okay. No harmful objects.
Which is something you can just, get experts to do. And the core of the job is in the mental safety, the emotional safety, and the psychological safety, which is what a lot of us overlook. Even when parents are going for school check. Beautiful classroom.
Looking at the structure.
I love your whiteboard. I love this. They are not even careful to look at who will be with my child for the next 1 year. Who will be with your child? Because now children tilt more sometimes. They even listen more to the teachers than the parents.
Of course.
So a lot of parents don't even look at who am I handing over my child to for the next 1 year. Is this person his or herself even physically, even mentally fit? Because you can't give what you don't have.
Absolutely.
So is this person even fit enough to pour into my child? Psychologically. Now, where most school owners get it wrong, or where we've gotten it wrong now, and everybody's that. I tell teachers, I tell school owners, you are not properly fitted to be a classroom teacher if you have no idea of child psychology. You cannot be effective. Quote me anywhere. Because if you have a knowledge of child psychology, it will help you guard the emotion of the child. It will help you guide the psychology of the child according to the different ages. Because what a 2-year-old child does and is acceptable may not be what a 5-year-old child does and is acceptable. What a 2-year-old child does and should worry you because there's something wrong, a 10-year-old can do it and it doesn't worry you. So that is where we get it wrong. We can get the physical safety correct, but what of the emotional, the psychological? You are not properly dressed. You are not, I'm sorry, my words quotes me. I'm going to dare to say this. You are not even qualified to be a class teacher or be in the school environment without having basic knowledge of child psychology. You cannot be effective. You will not do them any good.
Wow. So at this point, because you've just raised a very critical concern here, and lots of people, you have employers of labor go for school set leavers, maybe for cheap labor, as long as they can read, write, and instruct. So looking at the school system, how can we go about this? And you're talking from a private sector that can be handled, that can be managed. You can source for a teacher who has child psychology, who has such qualifications.
It should be part of the curriculum, even if you read animal science education, crop science education, as
you
long
must
as
have
the
a
word
child
education,
psychology certification.
Yeah, you should have a knowledge of child psychology. Because, for example, the most difficult year of the child is 2 years.
Why so?
2 years, because education calls it terrible 2, but I choose to call it terrific 2. That is the age that every child should meet their developmental milestones. So they are naughty, they are stubborn. At that age, even at home, they scratch, they bite, they make noise, they're all over. So if you do not have a teacher that knows that the child should be doing this, and I'm training, even your house girl at home can slap your child and break the eardrum, and you only discover the effect after 5 years that your child is not hearing properly. But you don't know this thing took place 3, 4, 5, 10 years back, that this damage was done.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Pastor.
I think she's qualified.
Yeah, she's qualified for a doctor.
She could be a prophecy, so don't take it back.
All right, so we'll go on a quick break to give our guests a little breather, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, thanks for being there. So we're still discussing school safety, as school is about to resume in a few days from today. And we have Dr. Pastor Thomas with us in the studio. Well, let's take some few tweets and then we'll come back to our discussion. We have our first tweet here. It says, can Nigerian primary and secondary schools stop using their students to advertise on TikTok? I don't understand how parents pay school fees. Then you use their children to promote your school with no regard for their safety. Wow. And then this one says, back to school. That means more kids on sidewalk, buses on the road, and traffic near school. Slow down, stop for buses, stay alert. And back to school road safety. Okay, so let's see this one. It's a long one. It said, with the new school term starting, drivers should take extra care in and around school zones. Some key points to keep in mind. 1, stick to the speed limit. Be prepared to stop suddenly. That one. Watch out for children. They can step into the road unexpectedly. Respect crossing patrol. Always stop when signaled. Keep school gates clear. Never park on zigzag lanes. Plan your journey. Allow extra time to avoid the risk of rushing. Take extra care when driving in a school zone. Help keep children, parents, and communities protected. Okay, so this is about safety on the road as it concerns children. Okay, so we've talked about, I don't know if you want to react to any of this safety on the road.
Great point.
Okay,
great
okay.
Point.
Let's now talk about safety when we talk about security in the school environment. Talking about leveraging on technologies to protect children while they're in school. Surveillance,
yes.
Cameras, and all that.
Surveillance, cameras, calling lines, calling hotlines, all of that should be in place.
Okay.
The children should be able to know that they have a secured line that they too can also even anonymously call in and report, apart from maybe class teachers and all of that, suspicious activities they can just yes, that should be in place.
Would you not say some parents are not out of place when they talk about giving their children's phones to school?
At what age? What age are
primary
you giving
school.
the phone?
Let's talk about primary schools now.
No, you can't. You can't give them a phone. Why? The school should have a landline.
Okay.
A landline for emergencies. You will not want to imagine what those kids will be doing with those phones. That you have, and remember these kids of these days are even more technologically sound more than us. And now that you have locked chats, hidden messages, hidden apps, now your phone can hide apps, and you as the parent, you swipe through the whole phone and you don't know that those apps are not visible on the screen, but it's there. So you don't know what magic these kids can create with technology.
Okay.
So instead of the mobile phones, let them have a landline in school.
Yes. Landline. Okay, can we talk about the importance of having surveillance cameras? Because I've seen that most of the time when we have incidents in school, like death and accidents in schools, you request for this surveillance and they tell you it's not functional.
Sometimes they'll tell you it's not functioning because they want to hide information, not that it was not functioning. Yes, because they don't want to indict the school because it can be negligence. In fact, most times it's negligence.
Most times it's negligence.
Because kids will always be kids. I tell teachers in my school, say, as a teacher, you have eyes everywhere, so there's no excuse. You can't say I was looking this way and the child was behind. What happened to the eyes that is supposed to be at your back? As a class teacher, you're a CCTV camera. You should have it everywhere. Yes. Because 1 minute of negligence can cost a life.
True.
With these kids, you see they will jump and you're like, what actually? He said, Mrs. Thomas, I just wanted to jump. And you're looking at the child. What inspired the jumping? And they can, I just wanted to jump. I heard jump. So.
so how do you handle such a child? Okay, so that will take us back.
I am ready to jump. I expect you to jump, so I am ready to jump. So I tell my teachers, see, it is better. See, the money we use to stretch your bones will not be as expensive as the life. It's even better you break your leg than the child. Because when parents drop their kids, they trust you with their future. That child is their future. They are trusting you and say, hold my future till 4 p.m. They don't want an excuse. Like we say in us, what is an excuse? An excuse for a teacher is a tool of incompetence, object of nothingness. Those that use it are not wise.
Wow. Wow.
That when you see someone who is, yeah, when you see someone passionate and knows her onions, so like they would say, you would hear all of that. So I think, because of time, even our tweets, like what's popularly known when we talk about school safety is the physical safety. I'm more interested. I'm taking us back to the emotional and psychological safety. So I would like you to, I know this is something that they should pay to have this knowledge. I mean, teachers out there, for those who probably did not even have this knowledge or think about it, there are people who are not informed enough to know that as a teacher, if I'm a teacher, it goes beyond how to impact this knowledge. It goes beyond the pedagogy, what people call it, and so that you need to be emotional. You must be connected with the child you are teaching. So talk to such a teacher out there.
Okay, what your certificate gives you is the skill or the license, the liberty to be called a teacher. What you acquire after your passion, your love for the job qualifies you to be an educator. So don't just be a teacher. Move from being a teacher. Who is a teacher? A teacher is one who teaches. I just teach what is given to me. Who is an educator? An educator is someone who impacts and leaves lifelong lessons. So determined to move from being a teacher, your certificate makes you a teacher. Your skills makes you an educator. So be determined to move from being a teacher to being an educator. Love your job. If you love your job, you love the kids you are teaching. I can never get tired of the kids. They know that.
Okay, so how about the teacher preparing herself mentally for this job? Some of them are emotionally stressed, and then this the transfer aggression to the children. To the children.
Let me tell you an experience I had. I went to class. I wasn't mentally prepared years back when I just finished the university. I was hungry, I was tired, I was stressed, I didn't feel like teaching. So when I walked into class, and then the kids were all over making, it was an elite school in the north. The kids were all over making, and I told them, if you don't want to behave like human beings, I will treat you the way you want to be treated. Because I wasn't prepared, I was a young teacher, I didn't acquire the skills. I will squeeze you. I was threatening. I wasn't. The next day, and they said, why? I said, because I am hungry. The next day I walked into class, the table was fully prepared with different snacks, food. And then one of the very smart girls there, Aisha was her name, said, then I was Miss Udog, eat. I said, why? Said, yesterday you said a hungry man is an angry man. Before you see that thing that happened yesterday,
we don't want it to happen
again. I was so embarrassed.
Oh my goodness,
and I learned a lifelong lesson. I had to apologize to them first, and I said, let's share the meal. So we brought everything together and ate, and so we are no more hungry, right? We are no more angry. I let them know that I was wrong. That was
I like
not
that.
right.
But you know what? As an educator, I think sometimes you bring in these teachers and they are not the way you want them to be, like qualification. They might be qualified certificate-wise, but probably they're not giving you what you want. I'm talking about training and teachers. I had a teacher complaining the other time, a school owner. She was complaining that these days school owners find it very difficult to train their teachers because of poaching. After training, these people feel like okay, they now leave and go.
Yes. It's very rampant.
So what's your take on this? Are you also one of those who refuse to train?
No, I will train and retrain. If you leave, first of all, what am I protecting? I'm not protecting you. I'm protecting my brand, my job, what I'm known for. I'm protecting my name, Mrs. Thomas, the educator. So before you, I'm protecting my brand. So I will train you, I will retrain you, I will cut the rough edges, because once you say, I have worked with Mrs. Thomas, they should see a quintessential educator. So I would, if you want to go, it's very rampant now. That once you trade, I think now they're even targeting my school because they know that I do a lot of training. So they just wait. Yesterday I was one of my staff and a call came in. I was from one of the very big schools and they were asking her to
come over.
I told her, if you dare me. But then, do you know why they would, my staff would not even want to go? Because staff welfare is priority for me. I may not have all the money to pay you like the big schools, but you know you can walk in through my doors and talk. You know that beyond, like, for example, they will tell you, my staff will tell you, she's not the boss. She's the team lead. Yes.
Nice one.
So they don't even when I'm signing documents, it's team lead. We are a team. So staff welfare. Sometimes my staff told me, Mrs. Thomas, the other school is going to pay higher, but I will not have the gift of access like what I have here. I will not have the gift of, staff welfare is everything. So I am not afraid of that. And let me shock you that no staff has ever resigned.
Okay.
Working with me. Rather, I fire or relieve. Let me use the word relieve. And when I relieve you, this is what I tell you. I'm not relieving you from your job because you're a bad person. I'm relieving because you did not deliver on this job. So if I see any other job that you can deliver, I'll recommend you. It's just that this particular one, you did not meet my requirements. And let me also shock you that I've never had a teacher, even when I did own my school, they always come back. My new staff will see and say, oh, this one worked with me 3 years ago in this school. They're always coming to tidy my office. Even my former secretary will come beginning of the session and be telling the person working with me, this is how she wants it arranged. Okay, one of my staff that I employed, she worked with me 3 years back, finished the university, did everything, came back last week. She knows our employer because already I've trained her. Yesterday she called me and then, Miss Thomas, I don't know how to tell you this. I just got a job and it's like 4 times what I wanted to pay her in Port Harcourt. She thought I was going to be angry. I said, please go for it. That is an extension of Mrs. Thomas in Port Harcourt. That I would need something there and my child wants to come there. I'll just go, hello, my daughter is going to pick her up, do this. That's an extension of me in Port Harcourt. Go, girl, make us proud.
Absolutely.
Anytime you come to you, remember to come and do your job. Tidy my office. Yes, my secretary. Yes, you are the boss there. You are my secretary here. No, she's the boss in Port Harcourt. She's my secretary. So you just come, pack your car, pack whatever entitlement. You know your job. Just make sure my office is tidy.
Well, you say this because you built a relationship with them.
Yes,
which is very key. And a lot of people lack this. So let's talk a bit about the well-being.
Okay, of teachers.
Students, the pupils, and the teachers too, because if you're not healthy enough, you won't even be able to learn.
The teacher is the school, not even the school owner, not even the pupils. The teacher is the most important person in the school, not even the owner of the school. The school can survive without the owner of the school. You cannot survive without good teachers. So for me, my teachers, they know I don't have too much, but I cook for them. I think about them. It's something as cheap or as inexpensive of something that they saw on me and they liked it, and I come to school with it. Okay, take the shirt. I see you struggling with the phone. Mrs. Thomas, my phone is not. I said, okay, I have this old phone I'm not using. Take it. Your salary is 20,000. Maybe the phone is 100,000. So there are fringe benefits, and they know that I'm pouring in professionally into you. If you are a teacher in my school, you can leave me comfortably and be a head of school in another school. I can say that anywhere.
All right.
So don't let people come sourcing for them.
No, they won't come because, like I said, staff welfare is paramount.
When I talk about well-being, beyond all of the welfare packages, the health status.
Okay.
Yeah. So the vitals and
for
all
us,
of that,
we do that every time. We have pictures, we show it to parents.
But is that something that should be, applicable in other schools?
Yes, it should be, because for us, it is something we do at the beginning of every term. Sometimes we even laugh about it. We say, this is your BP before the kids come, before they are around. Check it in 2 weeks. It has gone up. We just laugh about it, but we do our vitals.
Okay.
Yes, we do our vitals because it's important.
All right.
Your stress level can go up and you just slump in class.
All right. So we've talked so much about school safety, and that I think though we've not exhausted, I don't know if we've answered all your questions, but I think we should talk a little bit about the tension for parents when it is time for going back to school after this summer holiday. The school fees, the shopping, the school runs, pick up and drop off. So what is it? What do you see? What have you been seeing in parents, and what would you like to advise parents when it comes to this things?
The tension is everywhere. But parents, the advice I want to give, just see it as an investment. That way, the responsibility will be fun and easy. Once you want to see it as a responsibility, you will not like it. So just see that it's petrol, it's an investment into your future. So just see it as an investment. Anytime you want to get tired, it's your future,
All right. I like it when you mention investment. Now let's talk about some states are banning the use of writing in textbooks. How do you say that?
I love it.
Really?
I love it. Even for our school, we don't even do textbooks. So it's something I celebrate. We don't even do textbooks in our school.
Okay. What do you do?
You can buy the textbooks as parents if you want, but we do not. It's not something we say you must buy because, number one, school owners, I'm sorry, it's another way that we used to make money.
Okay.
Because if I buy the book 500 and sell it to you at 7,000 to 2,000 times, so it's another way of making money. Because most of these books are not even reusable.
That's the point. That's the point. Back in the days, one Macmillan
can go for generations.
But now you hardly see. Just in primary 4. The child coming from primary 2 going to primary 4, and the senior brother is in primary 4, cannot use the same textbook.
Yes, because schools make it mandatory.
Okay.
Because, like I said,
the profit that comes.
Yes, it's the profit that comes with it. And then some of this information in this, after maybe you buy it, in the next 4 years may not be relevant. May not be relevant. So, and then we are still using it because we want to. So for me, it's a welcome development. I love it.
Okay.
Even the new curriculum approval.
Yeah, we're still going to talk about that.
Since yesterday.
Yeah, could you really? You've gone through them, right?
Yes.
Tell us about
it. Just tell us a little about it.
I am a curriculum planner.
Okay.
For early years.
Okay.
It's part of my certification. So this is a good step towards achieving more. I love it.
I see the reduction
my
of
daughter
subjects.
asked me something. My 13-year-old daughter asked me something. I said, Mom, why would my teacher want only me to do 24 subjects?
Absolutely.
And why is it that my one teacher is not teaching
only one subject?
He's not teaching 24 since they think it is easy.
Yeah, my son also said that.
That's what my daughter asked me. If they think it's easy,
let them teach the whole subject.
So that we will know that I'm reading the whole subject. Yeah, teaching the whole subject.
The day he told me that, I was so dumbfounded. I didn't know what to answer.
My daughter asked me that.
Okay, so in the new curriculum, what is it?
I love the fact that a lot of unwanted, irrelevant knowledge has been scraped away. Okay, for example, you're having home economics, agri, civic education, social what is civic education and social responsibility? And they just coin different names for one thing and break these subjects into 5 so that 5 publishers can benefit.
Oh, okay. All right, let's leave that there. I know it's a very big subject. I'm going to get the teacher to discuss that. Now, let's talk about the party on the lighter note before we round up, because we have just 2 minutes to go. The ban of parties. Well, primary, nursery going to primary, there's a graduation party. Primary 1 going to primary 2, there's a graduation party. So
irrelevant and economic waste.
Economic waste.
Why would a primary school child even be writing on your? You've not even started. You've not started. So at the back of your mind, you think you finished school.
Starting a new one.
Just keep going. When you reach where you should sign off, you will sign off. Just keep going. Then they do the whole prom thing and economic waste.
Yeah. So you actually don't advocate for this. You had never advocated for
Let
this.
kids be kids.
And in your school, you haven't done anything.
Do an end of term party. Let them eat and drink and celebrate and go to the new class. Not something with the whole uniform.
Yeah,
they don't
the
need
gown,
it.
graduation
Unnecessary competition amongst parents and learners.
I see you talked about the prom. What do you say?
Like the one they did that. You see the girls. If you see them,
I think we talked about
I calculated.
I know why she prompted you.
I calculated the money the parents must have been forced to, because your child will cry, throw tantrums, and they twist you to bring out that money. you needed to see the kids. They were no more. Even me that I'm working, I will calculate my sweat.
The hair.
I will calculate
the dress, the shoes.
The shoe, the paparazzi, the glamour, the glitz.
I totally.
And they were doing couple parade.
Yeah.
They had already paid them.
I don't know why that video passed to me.
It's a no for me, because if they go that trend, if they go down that trend,
no, but that's what happened. I'm talking.
No, we should begin to
first-hand experience.
Yeah, we should begin to kick against it.
This one is going to pair with this one.
Yeah, no.
And so the attention might be divided from the school curriculum and future career, and they're thinking about it, and then
but that's the age, that teenage age is the age of sexual exploration and all of that.
Encouraging that.
You, the parents, you are financing their
no.
The prom queen, prom king.
All right, we have to go, Mrs. Thomas. We have to go. Thank you so much for your insight and advice today. It was really wonderful having you on air. And as we wrap up our conversation on school safety and well-being, let's take away the importance of collective care and support for our kids, teachers, and communities. From all of us here, cheers to a successful and stress-free school year. Stay safe, stay informed, and let's continue to nurture young minds together. Another stress-free. I must emphasize on that, stress-free.
Yeah,
all right. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.